What's up, everyone? All right, well, here we are Monday morning, and boy, Dow Jones Industrial Average down almost 3,000 points today. S&P 500 down 10%. I'm up over $11,000. You know, I don't like the market being down this much. It's obviously not good for the economy. I mean, it's not a good reflection of the economy. It's not good for long-term investments, but volatility is opportunity. And we had a lot of volatility today, and I was able to capitalize on it and make some good money. Over the last couple weeks, I've been trading the VIX a little bit and trading the S&P 500, and today that kind of all came together with a couple of really solid trades, which is great. I needed it. You know, I had a bad start to March, and now these last few weeks have been a real step in the right direction. In fact, over the last 7 days, I've been green. 7 consecutive green days. Meanwhile, the market has been tanking. So the very fact that as a day trader focusing on A-quality setups, that I could be green in these market conditions is really great. So I feel good about that. I'll live to trade another day. Made it through today. I'm back to all cash in my trading account, so whatever happens overnight, I don't have to worry about it, but I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. We're ready to trade the action. So that's the game plan. I'll see you guys then. As always, questions, comments, leave them down below. Make sure you are registered to my AMA that's going to take place tomorrow. I haven't announced the time yet, but make sure you guys register. I'll actually put a link right in the top of the description so you guys can register to that AMA. Tomorrow I'm going to be wearing green because it is St. Patrick's Day. Excited. All right, so I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap. It is 4 p.m. The markets have just closed down just about 10% on the S&P 500. Quite a day, but volatility is opportunity, and I did pretty well with it today, $11,294 of profit, including some trades during the White House press hearing that took place beginning at about 3:15 p.m. right through here. So I was up about 9,000 before going into these trades through this area. There's actually starting right about here. So added an extra $2,000 of profit, mainly on SPXL and VIX. Those were the two that I was focusing on during the White House press hearing. But let's go back to the very beginning of the day. So today started with the markets looking that we would open down about 10%. So actually, if I step back, you can see how we opened down 10%, recovered the losses, and then gave them back. All right, so in the first, well, as I was working on my watch list around 9:15 or between 9 and 9:30, I knew the market was down significantly, and I knew that this was going to weigh on probably all of my ability to trade small caps today. If I look at the gap scanner at 9:15 a.m., we have OPGN with approximately 2.8 million shares of volume pre-market and a 5.3 million share float, and TVIX up 58%. Well, TVIX got me pretty good a couple times last week, so I wasn't super interested in trading it. And just, again, for those of you guys that are sort of at the beginning of the learning curve and just getting started trading or who haven't heard me talk about TVIX much, we, of course, as you guys know, we have the S&P 500, which the SPY is the ticker, that I use to trade the S&P 500. And so the S&P 500 is an ETF of 500 U.S. companies, or 500 large companies. Now, if you want to trade the S&P 500, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can simply buy the S&P 500 right here, type in SPY, or click the way it is here, and click buy. But of course, 1,000 shares would cost $240,000 because it's $240 a share. And so there's a lower priced derivative of the S&P called SPXL. SPXL is, in fact, the S&P 500 leveraged times 3. And so this morning when the S&P was down 10%, SPXL was down 30%. And this morning, as the market bounced up 5%, SPXL bounced up 15%. And so you can see that was one of the ones that I traded here, and we'll talk about those trades in a moment. Let's see, let me just scroll down here for the chat feed. Now there's also SPXS, which is also 3 times leveraged, but it's an inverse, which means because the market this morning was down 10%, this was up 10% times 3, up 30%. So this is in fact the exact inverse of SPXL. So SPXL, SPXS, these are 2 ways that you can trade the S&P 500 without having to tie up $240,000, which is obviously preferred. You can, of course, take options trades on the S&P 500 as well, but that's not something that I would be as interested in. It's easier just for me to trade the outright stock. So there we've got the S&P 500, and we've got 2 derivatives, SPXS and SPXL. On the other side, we've got VIX, the volatility index. And a popular instrument of the volatility index is VXX. So the volatility index goes up essentially when the market goes down because people get scared and they get nervous. And so as the market has been dropping, VIX has been squeezing up. And you can see since the market drop began, VIX has gone from 12 all the way up to $60. TVIX is another VIX financial instrument that you can trade. It's very similar, but as you can see, this one is up times 10. It's moved that much faster, in fact, a little higher than that, from a low of about $43 all the way up to $627. And then you also have UVXY, which is another derivative of the VIX, which is up from 10 to about 95. And then you have SVXY, S being bearish. So this is for the short side. And this has dropped from 67 down to 28. And you can see that I traded SVXY, I traded VIX, and I traded SPXS, SPXL, Delta, Gold, Blue Apron, a coronavirus stock, and OPGN. So those were the stocks that I traded today. I was pretty active. Now, back to the very kind of beginning of the day, OPGN I wasn't very interested in because I knew this morning that we would have a little bit of a problem. The bell would ring, and you know what would happen? The entire market would halt for 15 minutes. And I knew that that's what was going to happen because there are volatility thresholds in the market. One of them is when the market is down more than 7%. If the entire market is down, if the S&P 500 is down more than 7%, the entire market gets halted for a 5-minute volatility pause that allows traders and investors to take a breath and hopefully avoid a flash crash. So as soon as the bell rang, because the market was already down 10%, the 7% threshold was immediately triggered and the market was halted for 15 minutes. So we basically got a delayed open. At the open, I wasn't really very interested in OPGN because I sort of thought all eyes would be on the market. And so this is my live trading from this morning. So it's, as you can see, 9:46, the market has resumed and is currently down 11.22%. The Dow is down 2,733 points. And I have SPXL up right here, and it's currently at $22. It's down 35%, right? It's a multiple of about 3. I'm watching this to go long. I think that the market is going to bounce. And the reason I think that is because, I mean, the market's already down 11%. This is an incredible drop. Does it have more room to the downside? I suppose so, but I feel like the rubber band is pretty stretched out. And so I think I've got more potential to the upside than the downside. And so I'm looking for that first opportunity to take a stab. And if it doesn't work right away, I'll take a second stab. And so as I'm watching it right here, I'm watching SPXL, I'm watching the SPY, and I see green right here on the SPY, S&P 500. So I'm watching. I'm looking for the market to bounce. I type in 1,000 shares. I've got my order ready for 1,000 shares. There's some green right here. There's some people buying at 2206, 2202, 2201. There's more green there. I have my hand on the buy button. And there I'm in. As you can see right here in this moment, it's starting to pop up. We're starting to bottom out a little bit. Of course, I need to keep a tight stop on it, but now I'm in with 3,000 shares. The market's down 11%, but I'm looking for the market to bounce as well. Initially on a trade like this, you know, it's never wrong to take a little profit into that first little pop, which was a nice pop there. However, I was looking for a move up towards $23. A full dollar a share would be $3,000 of profit. So right now I'm break even, but I'm still holding, and I still have conviction that if the market starts to bounce here, and I think it's going to, that we'll get a move higher. Now the market's down 10.9%. We're at 239.70, 239, 240 for a second there, 240, 245. Okay, so now we're starting to move up. 241 coming up. Now we're getting a little bounce. That's what I was looking for. And over here, I'm really in the driver's seat. 241. We're at 68 by 70. You can see it's jumping around very quickly. But I'm up over $2,000. And in a moment, I'm going to start to take a little bit of that profit off the table, which is always, in my opinion, a good thing to do because trades can go right back down to break even if you don't take profit. So I put out an order to take some profit, and now I'm holding just 750 shares. Basically, well, technically 25, 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes in, I'm up $2,000, although the market's really only been trading for a few minutes. I put in a stop order at 22.50 so I can focus on other stocks if I want to. Now we're at 23.20. Market's down 10%, but we're starting to see this bounce. So you can see here the market's continuing to bounce, and we have on the S&P a micro pullback happening right here at 243. Now this was really tough for me because while this was happening, I felt like what I really wanted to do was buy SPXL for a break of 243 because this was clearly, to me, a flat top breakout pattern. However, if I bought 2,000 shares up there for the break of the high in SPXL, it's going to mess up my great cost basis down here at 2206. And so what I decided to do was to hold this nice cost basis and not add when the S&P broke that level. And I wonder if that was maybe a mistake because I had a good amount of conviction in this trade. Let's back it up here just for a second. So we're coming up right. Okay, so right here, I'm watching the market to break over 243. Current price on SPXL is right now 23.36. So the add spot will be when the market breaks right now. That's the add spot right now. So about 57. Now, if I'd added 3,000 shares at 57, and all of a sudden it does a false breakout and goes back to 36, I'm going to lose 600 bucks. All right. So now 57 feels okay. I'm up 10 cents. 15 cents, back to 10 cents, 15, 20 cents, 25 cents. So that was a nice break in the S&P all the way up to 244. I'm still holding. It's not that I don't still have profit, but I could have, if with those 3,000 shares, probably add an extra $600 through that breakout, whereas 300 shares was 750. $300 with 750 shares is just not going to happen. 30 cents, it's only 150 bucks. So we end up having a really nice move in the S&P, as you can see here. This gave some great opportunity, and then there was another pullback right here at 247. So 247 will give us another pullback, and this ends up continuing to move higher. So some really nice trades there on SPXL, and I ended up walking away up $4,186 or $26. So nice trades there. OPGN, I didn't trade immediately out of the gates. The bell, you know, the market opened, it kind of sold off, and I was like, well, I guess that's fine. You know, no big deal, whatever. But then all of a sudden it breaks through the VWAP here at about 10:30 and pops up to 374. All right, so let's look at that trade. Looks like it's not loading that chart, but in any case, my entry was right here on this micro pullback at 375. It squeezes up over 4, up to the halt level of 434. It opens high, it pulls back, it breaks 480 and squeezes to 576. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. First pullback, another good trade. I bought the first pullback, first candle to make a new high right here at about 80, and we got to move up to 35. So I locked up $2,600 in profit on that. I was a little cautious on my share size initially because I felt that the attention was really on the overall market and not as much on individual stocks. And one of my earlier trades on APRN, Blue Apron, had been a loser. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm a little cautious on OPGN. So I went a little easy on share size, but I was able to walk away $2,600. Blue Apron, my only trade on it was this pullback right here, this 1 minute pullback. So actually, sorry, I took 2 trades. This was my first trade on it, and I lost about $20. I then got back in as it had this consolidation right here at 28 for the break over the highs. It hit a high of 36 and then failed. And then it broke again, hit a high of 44, and I took that trade as well. But I only made $241 on it, so it wasn't really that great. The VIX, my VIX trades, these were trades that I took through this area here. So I took a trade right here for the break over 57.64, high a day. And I also took a couple pullback trades as it was squeezing up right here. So this was as the market was selling off. Market was selling off right here, grinding lower. So I was watching the market on the bear flag to resolve down, and as soon as it would start to resolve, I would buy the VIX. Market started to pop up a little bit. That gave a nice little trade on SVXY. SVXY, of course, goes up when the market goes up as well, a little bit more in tandem. It's an inverse of the VIX. So a couple nice trades there. mRNA, this had a squeeze up and a halt right here at 25.96 earlier this morning. On resumption from the halt, I bought for the break over 27. We got a squeeze up to 27.60. Nice quick little trade there. Delta Airlines, I tried trading this during the White House speech when Trump announced the airline that we're going to help them, but that didn't end up really working. And my one trade on the S&P short is actually the one of the ones that's my biggest loser today, and I just had the wrong timing on it. So kind of no doubt a wild day. I definitely traded a lot today, more than on an average day, but there were some great opportunities, and I'm happy with the way I capitalized on them. Today is now my 7th consecutive green day. So the last 7 days, they haven't all been big home run days, but I've been working on recouping some of the losses from the last 2 days of February and the first week of March, when I had a little bit of a red streak there for about 6 days. So I'm glad to be putting some green between me and that last red streak, and I hope that we continue to see some good opportunities over the coming weeks, and I don't have any reason to think that we won't. There's a lot of volatility in the market. Market today closed down 10%. It's pretty nasty, and it may continue to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So I'm buckled up, and I'm going to try to continue to ride the momentum and make as much as I can during these times. I think the very fact that in the last 7 days, despite the market going, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in these 7 days right here, every single day I've been green. So volatility equals opportunity, and I'm going to hope to be able to keep it up here through the rest of March. All right, so that's it for me. I hope you guys all have a great afternoon. I know that these markets can definitely bring out some emotions, so kind of bringing back down the share size, taking a little bit of a breath and trying not to get yourself too stressed out is probably a good idea. And today I didn't hit max share size on anything. I really wasn't that aggressive. SPXL 3,000 shares, OPGN 3,000 shares, 6,000 shares, VIX 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares. So nothing super big. I took it pretty easy. All right, you guys, have a great day. I will see you all first thing tomorrow morning. Hey, did you know every morning I go live to stream my pre-market watch list? Subscribe to the channel, press the alert button, and you'll get the notifications. And if you want to learn more about trading, check out the links in the description. And if you have questions, post them in the comments, because I personally respond to every comment posted on my channel.